Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Barely Books podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about Jane Eyre, and I'm once again joined by Alex.
Hello, everyone.
What a whirlwind Jane Eyre is.
You're not wrong. We're going to be talking about some of my favorite chapters in this book because of how batshit
Mhm.
insane they are. Uh,
Yeah.
just just
Yeah.
wild.
Like, I thought I was a Jane Austen stan, but why am I becoming a Bronte girly? Like, that's not something I predicted for my future.
Really,
Yeah.
I would think. Well, I'm only speaking from my experience, but the Jane Austen to Bronte pipeline, I feel,
hmm
is wide and fast.
Yeah. Like, I feel like you just kind of were like, hey, come with me. We're going to listen to Jane Eyre. And you put me on top of this little, like, I thought this was like a quick little fun water slide. And then I like looked down and there's like a bunch of like circles and somehow there's a barrel roll. And then you just went poop. And
Just a
I was
little
like,
shove.
and now I will never leave. I live
Good.
in this water slide now.
We can be like that cop who was very upset about the fast children slide, which it turns out is
I
just a normal slide, unless you
was.
are trying to make a point of some kind.
Have you seen the guy that was wearing like combat? All I've seen of this man is his feet. So he was wearing like these gorgeous combat boots, and he like goes down it, and he's like just videoing his feet. And he comes out, and there's like four people at the very end. And he's like, "How did he go so fast?" And they're like, "We don't know."
It's like he threw himself down, just like
I
running
know.
sprint. Oh my gosh. Let's not be that guy. Let's I mean, we've been taking our sweet time on this, and it's fine because there's a lot to talk
Mhm,
about. But let's
mhm.
not just shoot through Jane Eyre. Let's enjoy all the
No.
twists and turns and barrel rolls and
hmm
weird jumps.
Still trying to figure out like how did this dude, um, like with kids, how they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go so fast down the slide," and then they sit and slowly make their way. They like run up to it, and then they sit on the ground and
hmm
slowly butt scooch.
Yes.
You know. So it's like
hmm
he was trying to do this whole thing where he's like sprinting into the slide, but he went feet first. Is the part I don't understand. So
What
he
if he
like,
flipped?
I don't know.
Something, something, greased pigs, something, something,
Mhm,
something.
mhm.
That's what happened. That's what I'm gonna say happened.
A cab, and especially for the slide incident.
Particularly that, yes.
Many other things, but also heavily noted slide incident.
That's a big one.
All I'm saying is if that slide gets arrested, I'm done.
uh, do not shut that slide down. It did nothing wrong. Leave it
Yeah.
alone.
We stand for the slide and also the whales in 2023.
What a world we live in. What a fantastic place.
all I can all I can imagine is someone listening to this podcast who hasn't been on Twitter or on like TikTok ever, or like it just isn't that into social media, and they're like, why did they care about slides and whales? Like this is a really weird combination.
To our listeners who are not terminally online, sorry, I guess.
I
Your
guess I don't
loss.
know. Yeah, I don't know if you can get a briefing of like when my friend went to basic training, I had this whole idea that I was going to just print out memes and send them to him in the mail. Like, I don't know if you could do that for people.
A good old fashioned meme delivery. I love it.
I was like, you're going to need this.
It's dangerous out there. Take
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Just a meme. Just a shitty meme. Love it.
Like, I was going to probably do like all the Facebook mom memes with the minions, you know?
Oh god. No. Oh,
And
those
then I
make my
just,
brain hurt.
I know, it's so funny. I just saw a Reddit post the other day that was like, I am I am I the a-hole for thinking about divorcing my wife for her obsession with the minions?
Uh Honestly, no.
No.
Probably not. there are certain things that are unforgivable, and I think being minion obsessed is one of them. That's not sustainable in a relationship.
Because then you're gonna see, who's she gonna choose at night, you or Gru?
Ugh. Okay, I have a good segue to Jade Eyre. Are you ready?
Okay, already. Mm-hmm.
Is dressing up like a fortune teller to try
Mm-hmm.
and get with your partner forgivable or unforgivable in a relationship? Go.
You know, maybe it's the dark romance books I've been reading. However, why kind of cute? Why kind of endearing? I don't know.
It's I think that well, we'll get there. Apart from the blackface, which is
Yes,
uh
unforgivable.
uh why?
Yeah.
Rochester is not a tryhard. Like his whole shtick is being very detached and like
Mm-hmm.
mean. So the fact that he's like, I'm gonna dress up like a fortune teller to try and trick Jane into like confessing that she loves me, that's super
Mm-hmm.
tryhard, right? Like
Yeah.
that is fucking elaborate. And it
Mm-hmm.
shows he cares in his own
Mm-hmm.
twisted, silly way. And that's why it's kind of cute.
I know. I'm kind of obsessed. It's like, you know, like when people make fake social medias and like try to befriend you, and then they're like, "So do you like anybody?"
Oh, you mean my social media experience in 2006 when I
Mm-hmm.
was when I was a junior in high school? Sure. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
remember that. Yeah.
Throwback to when we accidentally catfish our friends.
Accidentally? I don't think there's anything accidental about it. We just didn't know that that's what it was called.
Oh, the wild, wild west of social media. Now they're like, if you don't submit a government ID to verify your Facebook page, then you actually can't have a Facebook
Oh
page.
my god. I miss the days when Facebook was invite only.
Mm.
Those were the days. I had to get an invite to Facebook.
Yeah, I never did. I was like right after that, like when they first kind of opened it up.
Facebook should I feel like there's a Star Trek episode about this.
Mhm.
About once you hit a certain age in society, you have to like go away. Right? Like
Yeah.
there's a whole Star Trek episode about Majel Barrett who falls in love with David Ogden Stiers and he's like, "Well, I'm 65, so I got to go unalive myself." And she's like, "That's dumb. Don't do that." Well, I
Mhm.
think that Facebook should have a similar policy where it should have been like you hit 30, you're gone with Facebook. Like, sorry,
Mhm.
this is not
Mhm.
the place for you, because then we wouldn't have minion moms and we wouldn't have racist uncles posting dumb shit. It would have just been like a
Yeah.
fun college and then teen 20 somethings experience, and then nope, you have to go do your own social media somewhere on like twitter.com or whatever.
I think it's like if I could just filter out all of the people on my newsfeed in one go, that's like everybody under 30, go, you know?
Yeah, I mean, so as someone who would now not meet that Facebook requirement by 4 years, that's fine. I haven't had my Facebook since 2016, but like if I still did, I feel like at some point they should have said, "Okay, Grandpa, let's go put you to bed somewhere else, not here in Facebook." And be like,
I
"Did
just
you know that I used to be in high school and cool?"
see for me it's like if I cap it at 30, I can see like my fun traveling friends. And then I don't have to see like my weird friends that are from 30 to 40 that are like trying to like re-find their youth. Because like those are the only people on Facebook, you know? It's not like normal everyday people. It's like those weird friends of yours that you haven't seen in a while, and then you're like, oh, Judy just got in a car accident and then committed 7 war crimes, and she's posting about it on Facebook? Like, what's happening? And she's like, I want to go to a rave, you know? You're just chaotically watching someone's life unfold on Facebook, and it's insane.
with minion memes as well.
Minion memes.
Oh, yeah,
It's a
no, it's
minion with those like finger gloves, that light up.
oh God. I find this deeply disturbing. I find this deeply, deeply disturbing.
Oh, yeah.
Jane Eyre would absolutely have a Facebook though.
Oh yeah.
Not to post anything, but to stalk people.
hmm Except once in a while she'd like subtweet and she'd be like, "Wow, I wish I had like family that cared about me and loved me."
Right. And she'd get one comment.
hmm It'd
And
be
that'd
her
be it.
Aunt Reed
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Oh, Jane.
Yeah.
Just went to this
Anyways,
really weird
chapter
party.
19.
Just went to this really weird party. Met a fortune
Mm-hmm.
teller. Did not
Mm-hmm.
like them.
Mm-mm.
Weird. Scary.
So funny. Like it's so elaborate just for her. And Jane's like, it's kind of annoying that he did this actually.
Right. It's a little extra. And by
Yeah.
a little, I mean it's a lot extra, my friends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we are on chapter 19. Jane says that she's a skeptic, but calls wait. Oh, okay, sorry. Jane says that she's a skeptic, but calls this fortune teller mother, which I thought was really weird. And I was like, I don't get it. And then I was like, wait, is that racist? Probably.
Probably, I think there's probably some element of being air quotes respectful about it,
Mhm.
but I can also see Jane already being like a little snarky about it and
Mm-hmm.
using it as a way of being of like, okay, mother, tell me what I'm gonna need to know,
Fair.
mother.
Fair. Yeah, I couldn't tell. I was like, hmm.
Yeah, it's
Th-
questionable. It's quite.
yeah.
I mean, based on how she reacts to the rest of the sitch, I'm guessing it's not over the top snarky. Like it's that sort of line between I'm being civil, but if you know me, you know that I'm being a little bit of a bee.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to watch a movie with us canonically hot Rochester.
So I haven't seen a Jane Eyre movie in a while. I don't remember if they keep this scene in. They probably
I
did
hope they
in like
don't.
they probably did in like the older ones from the
Mm-hmm.
40s when they were like blackface is fine. It's fine. Like but I don't think they included it in the more recent ones. I could be completely wrong at that. If I am, don't at me. Just leave
Yeah.
me alone.
I just, if they want to keep the scene, just like don't do blackface.
Yep.
Maybe.
Just a thought.
Just throwing it out there. I feel like it's not that hard to do, actually.
No, like
Um,
Rochester could just put some fake warts on himself, shave, and it would probably
yeah.
be fine.
Like, all I'm saying is, like some people feel like they have to be canonically accurate to the book, otherwise the fanboys get mad. But like, that's not the fan base of Jane Eyre. We get it.
No, whomst is the fan base of Jane Eyre?
Mostly probably people that are like actually accepting. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you don't get like the weird wacko frat boy that's like, actually, Jane Eyre.
Correct. I don't want. I will certainly elevate this listener base and ourselves
Mhm.
to say, I think you got to be slightly intellectual to enjoy Jane Eyre. You got to be like,
Correct.
maybe blackface in 2020 in the year of our Lord 2023, not a great idea.
Yeah.
So I don't think that anybody who really enjoys Jane Eyre would find that to be a line that was crossed if that was cut out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one good part about this podcast and everyone that listens to it is I feel like we're all on the same wavelength by now. 100 and almost 50 episodes in, people know what I stand for, and I've already
It,
lost those listeners, so it doesn't matter.
if you think the slide did something wrong, you are in the wrong place, friends.
Listen, the racists stopped listening after Kindred.
Good. Good.
And I couldn't be prouder. I know what I stand for. Um, So we find out that the fortune teller says that they're friends with Grace Poole. And,
Like, of all
uh,
people.
so it's funny because I didn't like know this was Rochester yet. So my note says, for a girl that doesn't talk, she sure gets around.
Yes. I also so I like intellectually I understand that Rochester is probably saying this because he knows that Grace Poole never interacts with anyone. So like
Mhm,
Jane can't confirm this story. But I
mhm.
also in my head love the idea that Rochester doesn't know anyone's name except for Grace Poole. And there's this moment where he's like, oh yeah, I'm friends with. Oh shit, what are my servants' names? Fuck. What's that old lady's name? I don't remember. Grace Poole. That's who I'm friends with. Grace Poole.
I just think it's funny because it's like he only remembers Grace Poole's name probably because Jane mentioned it.
Oh, maybe, maybe. I think he has other reason to remember Grace Poole's name, but I'm not going to spoil that
Who
for you.
could say?
Who could
Who
say?
could say? I want I want it to be just because Jane mentioned it so bad, but like also I don't know, Grace Poole's came up too much, so we'll find out.
There's something going on with that Grace Poole.
Yeah. So Jane is straight up denying all of her feelings to
Mm-hmm.
Rochester. Like he'll be like, "Oh, is there any ladies in the? Is there any man in the house that you like find attractive?" And then Jane will be like, "Ew,
No.
no."
uh, I I love that Jane's denial of herself is just like I'm just gonna beat this man to death with my lack of feelings. Like
Mhm.
I imagine Rochester just starts this conversation all like playful and whatever, and by the end of it, he's just like, "God damn it, so, you like someone? Tell me who the fuck it is."
Reading the scene was making me laugh though, because this is exactly what I did to my boyfriend.
Oh, do tell.
When we first before we started dating, he like because we were in not middle school, we were in high school. Like I was a freshman, he was a sophomore, and he was like, "So, do you like have a crush on anybody?" And I told him another dude's name.
Cold.
And then he was like, I almost backed down at that moment, but then I was like, I'm already in too deep. And then he asked me out. Still. And I was like, a win is a win.
Right. Just take it. Just take what you get. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I love that Jane's not even like there's no other options. She's just like, no.
Yeah, no.
He's like, would you care to elaborate on that? No.
No.
fuck, fuck you, old fortune teller lady. No.
I just stone cold, honestly, in this moment. She's just like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've never actually felt love or feelings or anything of that nature in my entire life.
Rochester's like, are you sure there aren't any dudes that you like? And Jane's like, what is a dude? I
Like
have
men?
never seen a man in my life. Ever.
She's like, what are men good for? Priesting, drinking,
Throwing books at your head.
screaming. Yeah. Apparently being a vagrant and going to jail, which we'll find out later.
Yep.
Yeah. She's like, men, gross. Men,
Ick.
garbage. Men
Trash.
make you walk in the cold, cold all the way to church to stand for 12 hours and make you walk in the cold, cold back. Men
That
who
is what a
poop.
man is for. Mm-mm. No, thank you.
Yeah. She's like, no. Um, so then she's like, I heard Blanche was kind of mad. So, like, what happened? And he's like, well, I told her that Blanche and Rochester will definitely be getting married. And Jane's like, ew.
Mm.
And then the fortune teller tells Jane that she is at a tipping point and she can either be alone forever or not. The choice is hers.
Hmm.
And I'm like, oh, is it?
Say more, fortune teller. Say more.
Yeah.
Whomst could
Like,
save Jane from this lifetime of loneliness?
is there a particular, I don't know, man interested by chance that happens to be in the room with us? Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
So crazy. So this is the whole time that this is when he reveals that the whole time it was in fact Rochester, and she's like, "Oh hey,
Right? She's like, okay, got it.
um, an interesting and elaborate scheme. Wonder how that could have happened."
I love the idea that Rochester's still got like a mustache or something, and Jane's like,
Hmm.
I did see the mustache. That I did clock that.
Hmm.
You suck at disguises, man.
Yeah, like he takes off the hat and then rips off the fake mustache to reveal another mustache underneath.
A secondary mustache, his real mustache.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you surprised?" And Jane's like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Blanche is
man.
crying in the corner.
Why was the fortune teller so mean? Jane's like, it's Rochester. Come on.
I just want to know what he said to Blanche.
Oh, we know what he said to Blanche.
That they'll never be together ever, and that she's the
Correct.
worst. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
Also, like, so this, I'm under the impression, or
Hmm.
when I read this, I was under the impression that this is all a ruse to like talk to Jane. But I
Hmm.
think is also this is two birds with one stone, right? He's like, I gotta
Hmm.
tell Blanche that I hate her and she disgusts me as a human being.
Hmm.
Um, and then I'll tell Jane I think she's cute. So like,
Hmm. Hmm.
both these things need to happen.
Hmm. He's like, you know what? All right, get Blanche in here first. I hate you. Please leave.
Right. We'll let her down slow. You are terrible. Goodbye.
You are the
Um,
worst human being to ever cross this world. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you for your time. I also like the idea that then these two other women come in and Rochester's like, oh, fuck it. You are gonna meet some dudes, I guess.
Mhm.
They might be handsome, I guess. I don't know. Where is Jane?
Yeah. Can you please leave? Actually.
Right. I'm sensing in your immediate future that you're gonna leave this room and bring
Mhm.
Jane. Cool, right? Wow. Wouldn't it be wild if that happened?
Oh, you guys want to do tea leaves? Okay, hold on. All right. So, and for the people that don't see what I just did, um, I mimed throwing tea out over my shoulder and staring at a cup. In which he looks at the tea leaves and he goes, "All right, you're gonna have tea in the future." Anyways,
Yes.
where's Shane?
Yeah, could we move to the Jane? Great. Good. All right.
Great, 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 perfect. So Jane's like, "Okay, well, since I have you here, some random dude showed up and he's looking for you." And then he starts having like a full panic attack. He's like, "Who?
I'm
What?"
sorry. A human is looking for me. I don't like that.
Even worse, a man
Right.
in my lady friendly household, a man? And then I'm just imagining Rochester be like, "You didn't think he's hot, right?"
I mean, 100%. That is his absolutely his first reaction. Jane's like, "There's some guy looking for you," and Rochester's like, "Is he cute? You don't think he's cute, right?"
Yeah.
Like,
What did he
I'm
look like? Describe him to me in great detail.
right. Would you say that? Would you say that he has, attractive features like me, or
On your willingness to make him a husband, rate him 1 through 10.
just a random scale? It's just the first one that popped into my head. Don't worry about it.
Just like, is he more husbandy or is he like less husbandy in your personal opinion? Not anyone else's. I'm just wondering for you right
Right,
now.
you.
If he was to ask you to marry you, right now, would you say yes? I just scale. How likely are you to say yes? 1 to 10.
0, because men. Gross. 0.
And Rochester's like,
Fuck.
perfect. Perfect.
I mean, good, but all right.
Something I can work with.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Okay.
He's like, she just knocked out all of the other competition. I'm the only man for her.
Does she hate me too? Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
probably.
probably, probably. I can work with that.
That's right. Hatred is an emotion, so she feels
Mm-hmm.
something for me. We just need to flip it.
Yeah. To everybody else, she feels apathy. To me, hatred. We can
This
work
is
with
good.
that.
We can work with it.
Hatred already contains one of the letters you need for happiness. So we're already there. There's an
Right.
A in there.
And an H, 2 letters.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're
And
good. We're off to a great start.
yeah, off to the races, my friends.
Um, so Jane's like, yeah, this dude's from the West Indies. Um, and she's like, I don't know if you want to go get him. And he's like, are you on my side? And Jane's like, you
What?
literally pay me to be here.
Right. It's not that I am on anybody's side. It's that I'm on the
Mhm,
side of not starving to death or dying
mhm,
of exposure out on the moors. So,
mhm.
does that
She's
answer your
like,
question?
I don't really have another place to go. I can live here. I make some money. So I think I'm off to a great start. I don't know. Sorry for giving you my yawn.
It's all right. It's all right.
So
I love
he's like,
yawns that come from the 1930s. I don't know if this is a weird aside, but like in movies where people yawn that are
mm-hmm,
from like 1920 or
mm-hmm.
1930 and then you watch them and then you yawn and it's like fuck. That yawn
Yeah,
traveled time. Traveled time fucks with my head anyway.
I love it. I never thought of it that way, but like now, whenever I do like a little dainty yawn, because if you get that yawn, I feel like you have to do like the backwards hand and like mostly over your mouth, but like a hint of the fingertips don't cover it fully, or like the one like this where it's like your
Mm-hmm.
fingers just barely cover your mouth, and it's like, oh,
Oh,
she's
look
so
at that.
cute when she yawns. She's so
Oh,
tired. Hopefully,
so
she doesn't catch a chill. You know.
narrator. She did.
Yeah, she was a very chilly lady.
Have you okay,
Ugh,
I'm sorry. Have you seen the meme that's like things Victorian women died of in literature?
no.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find this, but it's
Okay.
it's good. It's like being left by a man, seeing a light. Oh, chill. Like it's very good.
I saw recently this couple reading Don'ts of Being a Man was the dude reading it, and Don'ts of Being a Husband, Don'ts of Being a Wife from like 1800 something. And they're like reading lines out to each other and like kind of wildly progressive for the time period. Kind of insane. Like the husband, one of them was like, don't burden your wife with complaints the moment you come home from the door. And then like for the wife, it was like, make sure you mind your own money and like don't rack up bills at every shop in town and then expect your husband to bail you out. And then there's like a bunch of ones, and I was like, I'm shocked that this isn't more sexist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean the stereotype of women being the spenders is certainly sexist, but like
Yes. Yes.
it's a good policy to be like open communication, friends.
Mhm.
If things are
Yeah.
shitty at work, tell your wife or your spouse, but like,
Hmm.
maybe don't let that be your entire personality.
Hmm.
I have the list
Yeah.
of things Victorian women have died from in literature.
All right,
Are you
give me
ready?
some. Yeah.
Cold hands,
Same.
beautiful face, missing
Oh.
slippers,
Hmm.
wrist fevers, night brain, going outside at night in Italy, shawl insufficiency, too many pillows, garden troubles, someone said no very loudly while they were in the room, letter reading fits, drawing room anguish, not enough pillows, haven't seen the sea in a long time, too many novels, pony exhaustion, strolling
Oh.
congestion, sherry served too cold,
Mm.
ship infidelity, spent more than a month in London after growing up in Yorkshire, clergyman's dropsy, flirting headaches, river unhappiness, general bummers, knitting needles too heavy, something that just says "mmph," beautiful chestnut hair, spinal degeneration as a result of pride, parents unhappy,
Mm.
and what's this last one? Hold on. The unpleasantness.
Please pick which one you want to die from.
Oh, too many pillows.
That I want general bummers. Too many pillows is
The
really good
general
though.
bum. I think my second one would be going outside at night in Italy.
Yeah, that was a good one. My other one was knitting needles too heavy.
Knitting needles too heavy. Those are all from a Twitter post from Eleanor at Eleanor K Penny. Just so you know, if you ever want to look that up.
Good,
There you go.
good. I don't know how much longer we can look it up, but you know.
Right. Well, maybe yeah, maybe save that one in your
Mhm.
phone images, everyone.
Yeah, yeah. Enjoy it. Maybe we'll just get like an export to Blue Sky or whatever's next.
Can we just shove Elon in a room and lock him there and then not let him on Twitter anymore?
I thought he was supposed to be like I thought there was supposed to be someone taking over as CEO and they like got booted him. But
That
like
would that would be nice.
yeah, that was supposed to happen like 2 months ago. And
This
then
is
he
what
was like,
happens when you deal
X Games.
with I'm gonna rebrand as the most. I'm gonna do the most pointless, stupid rebrand in the history of rebranding.
I feel like the worst part to me is that there's like if you look at the logo on your phone on like the app, there's like random lines of white in this black
Yeah, it
thing,
looks
so it looks
like.
like it's dirty.
Oh, to me, it looks like someone either sneezed on it or dropped their cocaine on it.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I didn't drop my cocaine
Yeah, it's not me.
on this phone. So who did it?
I know. I keep like the first time I saw it because like I have a really like very cracked. Okay, don't light up. I'm trying to show off the cracks. Like very cracked screen protector, which like it's protecting the phone. However, not very good at protecting itself. Which same, but you know. So I
Yes.
thought I was like, dang it, I got another crack in this screensaver. Like, at what point do I need to replace this one? And then I was like, wait a minute, what are those?
This is just Elon being dumb. Okay, thanks.
I hate it.
Yep, it's real stupid.
I will say it has been making me giggle when people refer to it as the app formerly known as Twitter, and I think that's it just makes me giggle.
I will never not call it Twitter. I'm sorry.
I love that the hyperlink is still twitter.com.
Yep, still twitter.com.
Mm-hmm. Like, there's been no redirects at all, and I love that.
Do we know what x.com goes to? Dare I even put that into
I'm gonna
my.
find out. I'm gonna find out. Hold on. A good thing to know. I There's no way it's not
It
though,
does
right?
redirect. It does redirect. But
Okay.
the URL is still twitter.com. So
I'm glad you were able to do it because I don't know what's up with me typing today. As you could tell by my invitation, that apparently I should not be allowed to touch a keyboard today.
you know what? Sometimes we don't have our best keyboard fingers on. It's fine.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know what's going on. My other keyboard. the space bar sticks. So like
Ooh,
sometimes
yep.
it just like gives like triple spaces. And I'm like, come on, man.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I
What
hit
are
it
you?
once and it's like, bah, 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 bah.
Bam! Y'all
Like
wanted
I
some
don't.
fucking space in that sentence, right? No.
It's like ABS for space bars.
We're gonna slow this sentence down. Space, 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 space. Incredible.
Yeah, I looked up how to fix it because they're like, oh, you know, 'cause this keyboard's like 6, 7 years old. Um, and then like remove the key. I'm like, we'll not be doing that. I'm
Nope.
not like, no. I know people can. I don't have the grabber tool,
Mm.
and I don't want to. So I was like,
Step
it's a
2: buy a new keyboard.
yeah. The other option was like get the um canned spray, like the condensed air spray, and I was like, okay. So I did that, and it was like nothing happened, and I was like, third option was repeatedly smack the thing to get the rust out. I'm like, rust? Because it's a mechanical keyboard, so it's like
Ah,
rust. And I'm like,
I see.
rust?
We're
Like, what am
oxidizing
I?
in this shit.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I doing in this keyboard? It's giving you air and like rustiness. Like, I'm not like spilling water and then like leaving it out, you know?
What are you? Did you buy the keyboard that's from the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz?
No. So I just like they said just repeatedly slam the spacebar. So I just opened like a Word document. I was like, "Pa, pa, 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 pa." Yeah,
Did that fix
and
it?
for like 30 minutes, and then it was like back. And I'm like, it's not like I'm not using it, you know. So I tried to turn off. There's like this thing that you can turn off repeated like letters. I don't remember what it's called. So I tried that and it didn't do anything. And I was like, okay, I'm confused. You're confused.
Time for you to retire into the
Yeah.
sweet fields of wherever keyboards go when they die.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, okay, bye, keyboard. Bye. Thanks. Bye. Um, the last note of chapter 19 is that um, Rochester asked her to go fetch Mason quietly, and
Yeah, on
then
the
he
DL.
gives Mason a room. I'm like, oh. And then I don't know if you had a theory when Mason came first, but I was like, maybe this is like his ex-boyfriend.
Mm. Well, we do know that Rochester also spent time in in the Caribbean when he was a
Mm-hmm.
younger lad.
Mm-hmm.
Tragic romance? I don't know. It doesn't. According to Jane, now again, this is according to Jane, who thinks
Mm-hmm.
that Rochester is the sexiest man on the planet, despite all evidence to the contrary. Maybe like Mason is not much of a looker, but I don't know. He also doesn't seem that pleasant as a human being. So that said, Rochester also decidedly unpleasant.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they got together and were terrible together for a little bit. Just
Entirely
weird
possible.
looking, mean guys
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
sweating in Jamaica or wherever they were.
Yeah, just like I don't know. There's one bed. What are they to do?
The mind runs wild with possibilities.
I like it that the next chapter it's like pretty much confirmed this dude's probably his brother-in-law, but like whatever.
Yeah, well, we want to talk about that?
Yeah, we actually have time. We can do 2 chapters.
Let's
Look at
fucking
us go.
go.
This hasn't happened in so long.
It's been a while. You're welcome, listeners. We did it for you.
Yeah, yeah. We're really pushing through. This is this is the slide. We're just got
Whee!
we hit a speed point.
That's right. We've been accelerated.
Yeah. That Mario Kart the
Exactly.
Mhm.
Please don't throw a banana in front of us just as we're catching our stride.
Please, come on. We're trying to just, read the book and every time we just keep getting bananas thrown left and right.
Who the fuck threw the red shell? Fuck you.
I wasn't even in first. How'd you slow down, let me in first, get the shell, and then now here I am again? Or is that the blue shell? I don't
It's a
remember.
blue shell. Blue shell
Ah,
is front. Red shell is targeted. If
mm.
someone hit us with the green shell, I would just be embarrassed. Like, yeah, all right, that's on me. Okay.
Yeah, my boyfriend's like was had a friend where they were very competitive about Mario Kart. Like he would start practicing before they went over. Like he's really good at both Smash and Mario Kart. So he'd be like training up a little bit. I'm like, this is chaotic and I'm obsessed. But it's funny because it's like I don't care about Mario Kart. Like it's not my I like video games that have like little stories.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
story. Thank you.
But like also chaotically, I do enjoy Fortnite and I feel like I shouldn't, but I'm kind of obsessed with it. So it's like good, fun story game. And then it's like I can be a muscular cat in a shooter game. And there's
Okay,
no in between.
but I have to ask the question, why not both?
I'm saying. If someone doesn't
Any
let me be a muscular cat in Tears of the Kingdom, why am I here?
what is going on?
Yeah.
What is I'm with you. I've
Mhm.
never personally wanted to be a muscular cat, but I want that for you.
Have you guys started playing Tears of the Kingdom yet or no? Still.
Nope,
Ugh.
we have not.
My obsession with it is just making every outfit Link wears just like a little hotter, like a little more shoulder, a little less pants, and I'm obsessed with it. I think it's the best. I don't care what it does for me. Like I don't
It's
care how much damage it like protects me from. That doesn't matter.
just the pure aesthetics of it.
Hmm. Hmm.
The
I'm
pure
here for the
character
vibes.
decisions of a person who would wear that. I love
Hmm. He rolled out no shirt, just a skirt, and I was like, "Oh, this is a game for me."
it. I feel
Nothing,
seen.
yeah,
Good.
nothing's made me happier. All right, chapter 20. This is the whirlwind chapter.
Whew.
Random screaming, middle of the night.
We've all been there.
Yeah,
Well, I've certainly
well,
done that. I don't know about everybody else, but
yeah, yeah, for sure. And now we got someone screaming for help. And then, Jane bumps out of there. She's like, what? Why? And everybody else in this entire house comes out here. And
I mean, it's what you do.
Jane's, yeah.
You're at a party where all you've been doing is playing charades and
Mm-hmm,
gossiping. I'm sure you're
mm-hmm,
bored as shit. This is something exciting. This is like, ooh, maybe someone died. That would be fun.
mm-hmm. They're like, what else are we to do? All we know how to do is mourn.
Right. Three-quarters of our wardrobe is morning clothes. Let us put them on, please.
Please. I was told I wasn't allowed to wear black until someone dies, and at this point, my best dress is black. So if someone doesn't die soon, I will be committing a murder.
If it's not a house party in the moors in Victorian times, if at least one person doesn't die of sadness or murder.
Mhm. Yeah. What is a woman to do if you cannot if you are not given the murder? You just must create your own.
Correct. That's just thinking.
That's just thinking. I mean, I was taking the sacrifice to liven this party up. I didn't see anybody else taking the initiative.
Who is stepping up? No one? Very well. I'll do it.
I'll create the murder. All I think about is that video, and I have no context for it, but they're like, if you can't summon the fires straight from the pits of hell, store bought is fine.
Store bought is fine. Yes.
Mhm. So Rochester comes in and he's like, a servant had a nightmare. You can all go back to bed. And then the whole house is like, oh, no murder? Fine, okay. So everybody like trails off and goes to bed.
They're so disappointed.
And then our Rochester sneaks over and he's like, "Hey Jane, like I need your assistance." And Jane's like, "Why?"
I thought it was fine.
No. Jane's like, you just said it was a servant. And he's like, I lied? And
Are you?
Jane's like, why? And then he's like, in your room, do you have like a sponge and salts? And do you get sick of the sight of blood? And Jane's like, do you know me at all? Like,
Right, like my favorite things. You want me to? Okay, yeah. I guess I could.
she's like, I'm already so into this. This is my dream. I imagine her as like a little goth. Just mhm.
So funny story. This is one of those situations where if I had a nickel for every time it happened to me, I'd have two nickels, which is not a lot, but still weird. I
Mhm.
have had blood drawn in two different states by
Mhm.
two different individuals who are absolutely like punk emo goth
Yes.
girl, and I'm like,
Perfect.
I know like I don't like to paint with a broad brush. People are individuals and they have their own stories and their own trajectories to get where they are, but I'm like, I know what your trajectory was to get to
Mhm.
this very point.
Mhm. Mhm.
You were a little weird goth girl who was like, blood is cool. I love vampires. Also,
Mhm.
medicine. School, here we are. And I'm like,
Yep.
that is a cool trajectory. And that is the one of the trajectories I can see Jane Eyre being on in modern times.
It's wild that like thinking about it, like all of your scene friends from when you're growing up, watching them become adults, and there's like two options. They either become an artist of some form, whether writing, drawing, whatever, or they become a nurse. And that's,
Yep.
I mean, beautiful, but wild.
Listen, nursing is a. I have. I don't know. I had a thought about that, but it just exited my head because I'm also thinking about breakfast and how I haven't had any, and I was like, I wonder if I should get Taco Bell. This is where my brain is at right now. I apologize.
That's fair. That's a mood. Anytime I get a Baja Blast, though, I think of you. I just want you to know that.
For those not watching, I just put my hands to my face in prayer. Bless.
Like it was just like I don't know. My brain makes like connections to people that way, where it's like you tell me one thing once, and anytime I go to do that thing, I think of that person.
Oh, you're like my dad. Tell my dad I'm into cameras one time, and
Hmm.
that's what I get for birthday presents for the next 10 years.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Got it.
yeah. It's really bad because it's like you know everyone's taste develops, or like they don't want to be known for the one thing I remember them for. You know, Jane gets up there and Mason is in this room, wounded in in the secret attic room, the aforementioned secret attic room
That's right.
that's been cleaned for some reason.
Yeah.
Um, Rochester tells Mason not to speak to Jane, and she's just here to soak up blood while he fetches a doctor. And
Just roll in, you're bleeding to death, and your host is
mm-hmm.
like, I brought this maid. Do not speak to her. And you're like, I'm dying. And then there's just this woman there, like, scrubbing blood,
Mm-hmm.
staring at you with her weird vampire face.
I think it's so funny whenever they use like sponges to soak up the blood because I'm just imagining that it's like you put it on the shoulder and you hold it and they're both staring at each other and then like every 5 minutes Jane just takes it away, squeezes it out, puts it back.
It's a very awkward time. And when you've been wounded by question mark,
Hmm.
Jane is not the person you want caring for you. I'm sorry.
When you've been wounded by shrug.
Correct.
So they literally don't talk. And after what feels like forever, Rochester makes it back. we find out apparently that a lady pulled a knife on him and bit him. And Rochester's like, why did you go and see her alone? I literally told you that that was the thing you aren't supposed to do.
There are two rules in this house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the best.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go up in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it.
So I've decided, because I did know that there was a book about a wife in an attic. I think this is it. This cued me in.
Very astute of you to make that connection.
I am obviously very observant. I don't know why anybody would say differently. It shocks me every day that I have not gotten any more spoilers than at some point in time, a wife is in an attic in a book.
I mean, that's pretty good
Yeah,
to navigate through
it could
because
have been
this,
any point in time, any book, and I didn't figure it out until it actually was actively happening.
you know what? That's the experience.
Hmm.
Because I also did not know that because I read this when I was in 2006, I think, when I was a junior in high school. I knew
Hmm.
nothing about Jane Eyre before I
Yeah,
read this book. I was just like, this is going to be boring. And then my mind was fucking blown.
yeah.
And I was like,
Still mad.
I was dumb. This is a great book.
Yeah. Still mad that I didn't get to read anything in school, but Florida education.
Womp womp.
Hmm.
You know what other books I got to read in high school? This is just a weird tangent. They let us read Beloved by Toni Morrison in high school, which
Hmm.
blows my mind at this
Haven't
point
read that.
because oh, you should add that to the list.
Yeah.
It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
But when I read it the first time, I was literally not intellectually there. I don't think
Hmm.
I mean, there were probably some people in my class who were, but like emotionally, I could not make sense of this book. Like it just did not process for me, and so I didn't
Hmm.
like it. And then I revisited it 15 years later and I was like, "Oh, no, this is actually fucking brilliant."
Yeah.
So, like it's great that I was exposed to it, I think, even if I was not ready for it because it let me come back to it and like realize everything that
Hmm.
I didn't get when I was in high school, but that book is wild. Highly recommend.
See, like I got to read like books we probably should have been given trigger warnings for. Like I had this one teacher that just decided we were going to read like hard hitting literature, so we read The Kite Runner,
Oh,
which
yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, which definitely probably should have given your sophomore. I might have even have been a freshman, like fresh out of middle school kid. Probably should have given us some trigger warnings there for the content we were about to read, and
Uh-huh.
also The Color Purple. I got to read,
Oh, okay.
which is not like as punchy as Kite Runner, but like when you start your class with Kite Runner, I feel
Mm,
like I'm just gonna be terrified the entire time. And I'm
I
sure
get
it's
it.
a fine book. However, I only remember the graphic parts
Mm,
because that's what stayed with me. And I don't know anything else about that book because I was not prepared coming from only reading soft, cozy YA
mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm.
this, you know? Like I
I
felt
bet
like there should have been some lead up.
just let's have a little discussion about this before we read it.
Yeah.
I bet Victorian author or readers were terrorized by this scene because of the blood and
Mm-hmm.
the implication. It's the implication of
Mm-hmm.
this chapter that is problematic.
Yeah.
Why did this ghost demon attack poor Mr. Mason?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Could be anything. Human, no.
Yeah, I mean, what are you likely to run into in an old English manor house on the moors?
Faye.
Ghost, Fae, right? Demon,
Mm-hmm.
ghost. hound of hell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Certainly couldn't be a wife locked in an attic. I mean, that's
No.
that's crazy. Like,
I would.
no one would do that.
No, of course not. What else could it be? Demon screaming. If you hear demon screaming, if you smell the fear coming out from the demon screaming, what else is it to be except demon?
It's clearly demon. It's clearly
Correct.
demon.
So he's like, "Hey Jane, like I know we're fighting right now. Could you please go grab some new clothes for Mason?" He makes Jane like run up and down like 4 or 5 times.
She gets her cardio in this night. We'll say that
Mm-hmm.
much.
She's gonna have like quads of steel after this.
I think she probably already does, based on like
Yeah,
the fact that this house seems to be a labyrinth and she's constantly wandering around in it.
yeah. Like she does leg day daily. Has her own stairmaster built in.
To the house. It's the stairs.
Yep. Now they've decided to sneak Mason out of the house. They're like, shh, shh, okay, okay, all right, go. Stop bleeding on the floor. We can't clean this up right now. Get out of the house. Like, and then he tells Rochester tells Mason that he'll continue to care for her, but he's praying for an end to this. And I'm like, oh,
Mm? Mm?
toast.
Mm?
Who could it be?
Who could it be?
So now him and Jane are walking alone and he picks her a flower and I'm like, oh, cute.
It's 2 a.m. They are soaked in blood. No one has slept in hours. And
Mm-hmm.
Rochester's like, hey, thanks for that. Here's a little trinket for you. Very romantic.
Listen, it's my little inner goth kid that I'm like, aw, cute.
What if I picked you a flower while we were covered in the blood of my brother-in-law?
Question mark. What if after my ex-wife, who still lives in my attic, brutally maims my brother-in-law, I picked you a little flower when we went on a little walk.
Just like a little one, just as a
A
treat.
little one. Just, I don't know, could be cute. What if we just like were sleep deprived and walked through the moors together?
Now that sounds romantic.
Oh. And then my next note is, bro, why are you hiding stuff from Jane? Get it together.
Mr. Rochester has his secrets because
Mm-hmm.
he an enigma and he want to
Mm-hmm.
be that.
Mm-hmm.
He think he's cool
He's
that
like
way.
mystery Tumblr boy.
Yes. Absolutely yes.
Mm-hmm. So he starts asking her like very out of context questions without giving her any detail. And he's like, what if like someone was like to ask you out? Like, what if he's like, what if they have
I'm
like a scary and tragic past?
like, just as a hypothetical, like, what if someone who liked you and wanted to take you on a date, like, what if they were still shackled to the chains of their poor life decisions from when they were a younger person?
Would it bother you if someone was married before? Would it bother you if that married person lived in my attic? Um, not saying it's me, obviously, of course.
No, of course not.
No. Um, however,
Right. If that were the case, like, what would your thoughts and vibes be about that?
yeah, how would you feel? Would you be okay with that? No? Oh,
No,
okay.
less than okay.
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 All right.
Yeah, we definitely need to.
Anyways,
Yeah, right. So the moors are creepy and cold this time of day, right?
and then he has like a whole mood shift. He's like, should I marry Blanche? And Jane's like,
It's fuck.
Jane's like, ew.
Yuck.
Yeah.
She's the worst.
So funny. So funny.
Rochester is all over the place. His entire world is coming unraveled. Like,
Hmm.
your boy is grasping at straws. It's not his fault.
Correct. Correct. Well, that is all we have for today. I am excited to continue on next week with even more Jane Eyre.
Even more because
Mhm.
there's still like half of this book
I
left.
know. There's so much left. I still keep seeing that people are like waiting for my response of like finishing this book, and I'm like, it's gonna be a bit. It's gonna be a
Patience.
while.
Patience.
Hmm. I recorded one episode that'll come out after this, and I was like, listen, probably won't come out until like October.
It's fine. We're just doing a deep dive. It's
Hmm.
wonderful.
The deepest dive in this. What is. Wait, I was gonna go for like a fun ocean reference, but I couldn't remember what the trench is called. It starts with an
The
A.
Marianas
No.
Trench.
Is that what it is? The really deep one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Mariana's Trench of a book.
Yup. It's got depths and horrors. Don't worry
Hmm.
about it.
But where can the people of the internet find you and all the stuff you're doing?
Um, I don't know if Twitter exists as this is coming out because shit is getting bad. I mean, it's been bad, but it's getting bad. I'm Mightiest Finn there. I'm also on Blue Sky at Mighty Finn because that's the username I actually wanted, but someone had stole it already on Twitter. I'm in games. I write games. All of that information is on my socials, so you can find out what I'm doing by following me there. I also post cute pics of the dog. That's pretty much the draw. So,
Yeah, we're this one's actually coming out on Wednesday because we're a little
oh,
well
oh, well, I mean, Twitter may be dead by then. Who knows?
we'll see.
We'll
Yeah, we're a
see.
little close now.
Okay, I get it. I, I see you. I get it. All right.
Yeah. But we will see you all next week in the next chapter. Bye.
Bye.